Hey, how's it going, everybody? So, massive welcome to one of the absolute pillars of the SGN family. We've got Bex Power here. How's it going, Bex?
Hi, yeah, you're right.
Not
Hi.
hey. So you're feeling a bit strange. It's the first time you've done one of these video calls before, but hey, it's the first time for everything. So
Yeah,
Bex and I have been working together for quite a while now. Bex is actually on my platinum program. I think you were one of the first people to actually ever join the platinum program. I'm pretty sure you were in the first handful of people easily. So we've actually been working
yeah,
together for quite a long while now. It's quite interesting to see some of the things that you've achieved over that time. I think it's going to be a really nice opportunity today, just for anybody else that could potentially be inspired by your journey, to get a bit of an insight into you, and you're a real person with real targets, real challenges, and things like that. So I think it's going to be cool just to delve into that a little bit more. So let's take a look at. I tell you what, let's go from where when we first had a chat, when we first met, and where you were there,
yeah.
and the sort of the what struggles you were having there, and what the problem areas were for you there. So after you.
Well, I remember actually the very first call, I remember actually falling to pieces because I was like anticipating that I won't be here for very long in the sense that I was a sitting heart attack, which was really upsetting. But I tried loads of different like plans and Weight Watchers or Slimming Worlds or whatever, all different plans, and even made up some of my own ideas to try and lose weight, but it's never come off and stayed off. But I've always hit like a wall and not been able to get past it. And I remember with one of the clubs, I lost 6 stone in 19 weeks, which is phenomenal. That's great, but keeping that lifestyle up is it's just not doable. It is just completely impossible because then it's like I'm craving things, and also I don't want to be too crude, but my bodily functions weren't working properly, and it was just like there's something not right here. And then I stopped doing it because it was just like, well, it's worked, but it's not long term sustainable. So I kind of thought, right, and it was actually my daughter's boyfriend who said, I know a man that can. So that's where you came in the
some
target zone.
some weirdo
So
Irish
yeah,
guy.
and it was good.
Fantastic. So, yeah, it was actually. I completely forgot that. That's how we were introduced. So it was actually through your daughter's boyfriend, wasn't it? That we and I went to university with your daughter's boyfriend. So that's how it
Yeah.
came. That's how it came about. So yeah, that's a bit of a breath of fresh air. I've had to be reminded of that. So cool. So just tell me a little bit about, obviously, one of the biggest issues was the weight, in total at the time. So just tell everybody a little bit about how that was affecting you on a day-to-day basis. So even the small things, the small tasks that everybody takes for granted on a day-to-day basis, and how that affected you emotionally as well.
Yeah, well, I've got lots of physical health implications as well as mental health issues. But it's just the silly things like, right, okay, to get out of a chair, I couldn't just stand up. I had to physically almost rock to get myself to the edge of the settee, then to stand up before I could actually get anywhere. And it was tiring to do things like going all the way up the stairs. It took me, I was out of breath, but it was one step at a time, and it was like, right, one step, then the next step, then the next step.
Yeah.
Sometimes I actually had to crawl up on my hands and knees because I got a really bad cellulitis in my leg, so I couldn't mobilise at all. So walking was a massive issue. Of course, it makes you feel really down and tearful, and you just think, what's the point? There's no point. And I just didn't think there was anybody on the planet that could physically help me at all. You just lose hope.
So this is the thing is that it's so important. I really appreciate you sharing that, Bex, because it's not comfortable to be able to share that. But the fact of the matter is, there's literally so many people out there that have. I speak to people every single week that have said, oh, I've tried my seventh, eighth, ninth, 10th strategy, and like that, I don't get it. Like, surely one of those things should have worked. Like, it doesn't make any sense that people have tried that
Yeah.
many things, and And especially in your situation when you'd had a bit of success in the past, but again that caused a problem because like we've actually, just to clarify, we've literally just come off a one-to-one call, haven't we? For on the
Yeah.
program. So we were having a chat about the how much weight you lose in one go, and people think that's fantastic, but it's not. It's really, really not a good thing to do for your body, and also it's not sustainable. Hence why obviously we found ourselves back to square one, and back on the
Wow.
phone to some weird Irish guy. Asking for help. So basically, let's take a look at some of the things that have happened since that. So we've started working together. So it was actually, when was it? November 2015, and it's now,
Yeah.
is it August? Is that right?
September.
September. Sorry. So we've only just
September.
gone into September. So 2016. So in that time, we've had some amazing steps forward. Not just the weight; the weight's incredibly important, but what we do is obviously do it gradually, step by step, so that you can actually sustain that for a long period of time and get those results. For over a period of time that's sort of sustainable for you, really, that's implementable in your day-to-day life. You don't feel as though you're, on a massive diet and massively constricted and all that sort of thing, low on energy, all that stuff.
Mm.
We don't have to do it that way. So tell everybody a little bit about the results that you've achieved, and some of the things that, just by some of the tweaks that we've made for you gradually, week by week, and how that's impacted you.
Well, yeah, to start, I mean, obviously there is I've lost quite a lot of weight, but it's the inch, because obviously I'm losing the weight and my dress size is going down, and some trousers that I had, some new ones, are now starting to fall down, and I have to wear a belt with them. So I've only just got rid of a load of clothes. It's like, no, this is not right. I can't be going. So I'm just got to get a belt. So that's what I've done.
That's no good, is it?
But it's just simple stuff like having the energy and finding, it's like, right, I'm sat still too long, I need to walk, I need to move. Going from the beginning where it was, right, it's a 5 minute walk or a 15-minute walk, I went out 4.5 hours walking. That was not a physical possibility. I couldn't have done that at all. Having a conversation, yeah, I still get out of breath after so long, but I'm not able to have a conversation while I'm walking. Uh, I go horse riding. That's something I've never done in my life. And when I actually first contacted them, I says, I don't think you've got a horse big enough to carry my weight. Crazy stuff, but
I actually
but I
remember you
actually am
saying that.
doing it. And one of the things I noticed, which is, it sounds really crazy, but the bigger I was before, the more stable my slip disc, unstable disc was. And then I lose the weight and my disc would pop out really easily. So since being with you, I've lost, I don't know whether it's because of the gradual weight loss and a combination of the increase in the exercise, because the one thing I can remember is, if you expect me to go out there and do loads of exercise and start running, forget it, it ain't happening. Now it's like I'm thinking, I wonder if I'll ever be able to do that.
Yeah.
Me actually wondering if I can run now. I mean, I don't run, but there's a possibility
Yeah.
going out for bike rides and things like that, which is something I wouldn't even dream of before. But actually having energy to actually move about or think, oh, I've been sat too long, I want to do something. It's just so different. Be able to move around without being out of breath, going up the stairs and actually not thinking you're going to be dead by the time you reached halfway. I can actually go upstairs normal now, which is really good. Even to the point of I actually run up once a day.
I mean,
Something I wouldn't know.
this is the thing. I chat with so many different people, and people straight away just want to go, I want to lose weight, I want to lose weight, I want to lose weight. Look, of course, like that's not unreasonable, especially if you are overweight, and it would be a wise thing to lose a bit of weight for health reasons, and also for confidence in yourself and aesthetics and things like that. But this the thing, like I said to you earlier on, like, it's so hard to describe how many different things that you know, you personally have taken a step forward, and like you said, even just going up and down the stairs, you had to like match your feet on that step, and then go up another step and match your feet on that, just because of the
Yeah.
sheer, you know, weight that you had to carry around, the health implications that went along side by side with that. And it's just
Yeah.
fantastic now, like you said, that you've gone from that to horse riding to sprinting up the stairs, running across the garden, playing with the dogs, and like you used to take the dogs for a walk for 10 minutes. So just
Yeah.
after the conversation we've just had, let's just see how that's increased, shall we?
Yeah, the minimum is usually about 2 hours and up to 4.5 hours. It's like, yeah, kind of slip up there. I usually get sort of a good time watching the dogs as well, don't get me wrong, but we're constantly on the move, and it's not just the field like it was at the beginning, or walk along a path, because that's all I could do, because uneven terrain was just a no-do. Steps, forget it. Hills, not a chance. Now I go up and down through the woods, up and down the treks and all sorts of stuff, clambering up and down steps, you know, all things that I wouldn't have done before. And even down to sleep, obviously the more exercise you get, the better you're supposed to sleep. Sleep's not quite there yet, but the thing is, I'm not waking up with my shoulders hurting because I sleep on my side. My shoulder isn't waking me up with pain through laying on it and then having to turn over and then having the same again. I don't have the pain in the shoulders anymore. Silly stuff, but it all impacts on how you feel.
Yeah, and this is what it's all about, you know, on a day-to-day basis, even when you're at work, when you've got stuff to do with the kids, you've got social things to do in the evenings, at the weekends, and stuff like that. Like, people don't realize how much it affects them on a day-to-day basis until you make the changes, and then you go, oh my,
Yeah.
like you said, oh my God, like I've just put, you know, fitting some clothes that I've not worn for ages, or you've had to throw stuff out, which I'm so sorry about that. It's probably costing you a lot of money.
I don't know.
But anyway, good problem to have. So think about what would you like to share with everybody, some of the habits that you've formed, that, you know, the better habits, the more positive habits that you've formed since we've sort of had a chat with each other that you probably wouldn't have done beforehand.
Right.
So with your
It's
nutrition, with your
really,
exercise, with your mindset, etc., etc.
yeah, there's loads of changes. I never used to have things like brown rice. I'd have rice, don't get me wrong, but never have brown rice. And I won't eat anything but brown rice. And one of my passions before, before I got shamed, I, I used to love mashed potato. Now, put a plate of mashed potato in front of me and it was like gone. I actually don't eat normal potatoes because I prefer sweet potato, and I never thought I'd say that, but I'm actually not that bothered about eating potato at all, which is one of the things that I thought I would be craving, especially by now, but I don't. I don't actually bother with that. I've always liked veg, I've always liked salad, but, you know, things like, I can't believe I'm going to say this, I don't like the taste of water. No, correction, I drink water on a regular basis. I actually have a jug of cold water in my fridge, which I drink every day, and that's just unheard of. Not me, because it was like, no, it tastes disgusting. I'm not having that. It's like, yeah, that's one of my essentials, and I'm finding it. I can't believe I'm doing this. It's thirst quenching. It's amazing stuff. It actually does work. And uh, I had some peppered beef last night, and I had to drink a load of water because it burnt my gob. I'm a bit of a wuss when it comes to spices, but I drank water. Water, tap water.
Yeah.
Oh, what is going wrong?
Wouldn't wish it on your worst enemy. No, this the thing. It's all like everybody has their own story. Everybody's got their own preferences, their own habits, their own little treats that they like, and I know a lot of sort of you know, liquids that weren't the best for you, shall we say? You know, pop and things like that.
See?
Yeah, loads and loads of tea, loads of things like that, loads of and also, you know, the food choice as well, you know, like takeaways and things. I know at the start of the program we did, if can you remember the 7 day diary that we did that you had to send across?
Oh, cringe.
Anyway, we'll forget
Oh,
about that. We'll forget about that. So this is what it's all about.
yeah.
Everybody starts on their own journey. They've got their own things. They've got their own habits, and it's all about like as we already know, just taking a little step on week one, another step week two, another step week three, and then it starts snowballing. Then you start getting closer and closer towards your results, chipping away every single week, and then that has massive influences on
Mm,
all the areas that we've talked about so far today, and hundreds of more. Like I think we've forgotten probably more of the benefits that you've had than what we
yeah.
can remember. So I just wanted to say, to you, Bex, just before we draw this to a bit of a conclusion, I just want to say a massive, massive well done for you, because you need a massive pat on the back, a massive virtual high five. The fact of the matter is, I can, bosh. So I can give you all the tools. I can help you. I can, when you've got
Mm,
challenges to deal with. Everybody has challenges to deal with. Doesn't matter what it is, whether it's work, whether it's whatever it is. Everybody has challenges to
yeah.
deal with. You still have to take action yourself. You have to do those things yourself. So you've been an absolute trooper. Like, you've stayed so dedicated, in even with some huge personal challenges and things like that. You've just been
Mm,
fantastic, and you've had all these results despite all of those challenges that a lot of people that are having right now. But it gets to the point you get in a different mindset, don't you, where you sort of think, let's start thinking about solutions rather than excuses. More often than
mm,
not, we would have said, well, I've actually got a really good reason as to why we couldn't do that walk or prepare that meal or whatever it might be. And the thing is, like, everybody's heard the saying, you can have results, you can have excuses, but you simply can't have both. And it's about having that problem
mm.
solving mindset every single time a challenge comes up. And you've just absolutely nailed it. You're like a superstar client, simple as that.
Yeah, one of the things that relevant is like Wednesday. I'd been busy all day. I'd walked and walked and walked till I felt like my legs were going to drop off. And, I came home and my sister actually says, we can have a takeaway if you want, because she'd come over to see me. Now, before I would have gone, yeah, real. I'm absolutely shattered, my legs are hurting and all the rest. And it was like, no, I want salad. And not only did it was more awkward because I'd not got the stuff in. So I had to actually go out to the shop, buy the stuff in. It would have been so easy to have just had a takeaway, so easy. But I didn't want it. It was like, no, I actually want a salad. And I didn't want to undo all the good stuff I'd done
Yeah,
by a stupid meal. And I wasn't craving it either. I actually wanted something nice.
yeah.
It was like, yeah, salad, here it is. And that was my choice.
Fantastic. So I
Mm.
mean, so let just out of curiosity, would you say that you have been, like, obviously you love salads. Some people don't like them. Some people think, oh, I don't want to eat rabbit food and that sort of thing. So just out of curiosity, do you think that you've been overly restrictive, or like at any point in time, or you've not been allowed any sort of treats every now and again and things like that?
No, I've not restricted myself at all. I'm eating, and it's at first, I was scared because you go on these fad diets and diet trend of the week or whatever it is, and it's you can't have this, you can't have that. And at first I was really scared because I thought that was what was going to happen, but it's like, don't worry about it, move on, you've had that. I've had blips, don't get me wrong, I've eaten stuff and it's like, oops, and I've kicked myself more than you have. Sort of, you've said, you're the one that's taught me, don't, because before I would have said, right, that's it, I've ruined today, I've had a bar of chocolate. So the bar of chocolate will lead to a packet of crisps and a cake and everything else. And then I've ruined the day. Oh, well, tomorrow I'll start again. And then it'd be, well, it's Saturday tomorrow. So it'd be, I'll start again on Monday. And that's what I do. You've taught me and changed the way I think. And it's like, okay, I've had a square of chocolate, hey ho. But not only have I had a square of chocolate, I've actually had one of my 5 a day because I don't have anything less than 80–85% cocoa, which is not done. I never used to eat it. It was disgusting. Yeah, I do love it. Oh, God. So, but I don't beat myself up either. So even when I do have blips, and or I've had alcohol, I've had cakes, but it's an occasional treat. It's not, I've got to have it every day, which is what it was before, or, well, because I can't have it, I want it more.
This is the thing,
I've
isn't
not
it?
had anything.
Absolutely. It's all about avoiding that downward spiral as well. Once you make a mistake, or you're going through emotional turmoil, or you're upset, frustrated, angry, stressed, overworked, whatever it is that's happening in your life. And a lot of people use food as their like release, their comfort. And this
Mm,
was certainly, obviously, something, you won't mind me saying, that's definitely something that you turned to beforehand.
yeah,
Now, what happens is we
definitely.
have that stress, and then you have that binge, whatever it is, in whatever shape or form that comes in. And then guess what happens next day? The problem that caused you to have that's still there. You're actually further away from your goals because obviously
Yeah.
you've not been nutritionally sound that particular day. And also you're
Mm.
beating yourself up about the whole situation. So now instead of having one problem, you've got three problems. So guess what you want to do? You want to go on another
And I
binge.
did.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So it's all about
that's exactly what I did.
100%, and it's all about just getting to the point where you know how to deal with those situations. You know that once you've made a mistake, depending on how big that mistake is, we just need to sort of have a reality check and think on a journey that's slow and steady over months and months and months. Is a piece of chocolate going to put you off course? No, it's just simply not. But what the piece of chocolate leads to, like you said, is a night out because you think, oh, sorry, it's Friday, I'm going out tonight anyway, I'll start again Monday. So it leads to a whole weekend with. So it sounds strange, but just that one little blemish, it's what it leads to, and then you beat yourself up, and then you feel horrible, you hate yourself, and then you want to comfort yourself more, which leads to more comforting. So it's not the piece of
Yeah,
chocolate, it's not the little slice of cake, it's not the whatever it is, bag of crisps, for example, whatever, or takeaway, or it's actually what it leads to psychologically after that, and it's about underpinning those or unpicking, sorry, those issues as well. So Bex, listen,
yeah,
thank you so much for taking the time out. I'm sure that this will massively, massively inspire a lot of people. And the thing is, we're coming up to the third stone in weight loss now. We've come into about the 15th set of clothes that have been thrown out. And let's do another video in a year's time when you finish your first marathon or something.
yeah. I'm actually, I know, I might not be looking at a marathon straight off, but you
Yeah,
know
yeah.
what? I actually am thinking, I wonder if I could run a mile. Not now, but I'm aiming that that's something I will do.
It'll
And
happen.
I can't believe I've actually said that.
Well,
But yeah,
put it this way, Bex. I know the answer to that question, but we'll see what happens, and we'll check in again in a few months' time. It might be 2 months, it might be 4 months. There's no rush. It will happen, though. It's as simple as that.
yeah. I mean, there's a lot of things that I've seen over the years, all the different photos of people, and looked at them and thought, yeah, they're photoshopped, this doesn't work. And it's like, can I just say, I'm not photoshopped, this is me. And all the photos that I've been put up on, they're me. Not photoshopped at all.
It's the thing when you get results like yours, Bex. There's probably not too much need for photoshopping at all. So it's quite funny. We had that chat earlier on, like you said before, when you were looking at programs, you're thinking that's definitely Photoshop, definitely, and you're thinking, oh my god, this isn't real. And you're now in the total opposite way round, going, I hope they don't think I'm Photoshop now.
That's
It's
it.
what it's all about.
That's it. But,
So
there's nothing that is unachievable. It may take longer for me to achieve it, but you know what? There's always hope.
So what would you
That's the
say,
thing
just
for
to
me.
just to sort of wrap things up, Bex? What would you say to somebody that's tried it all. You know, they're feeling down. They're getting up every morning. They're choosing clothes that are covering up all their problem areas. They're going to work and trying to like get baggy jumpers on so that hopefully people can't see those muffin tops and all this sort of thing. They've tried 15 diets, and what's the point in trying a 16th? It's failure every time. So there's no point in trying again. Low self-esteem, low confidence. They might have kids. They might have so many things going off right now that it almost seems impossible.
For a start, one of the things is I've got physical health difficulties, mental health difficulties. I have 5 children, 2 grandchildren. My body was showing its toll that it's all taken. Nothing is undoable. You can do it. This is not a diet. This is, you hear all these, oh, this is a change of lifestyle. No, I'm sorry, they're diets. This isn't a diet. This is totally different. I've had the support, I've had the help, I've had the guidance, and I am physically changing my mindset. I don't do the things, I'm not emotionally eating. And when I do feel like I'm going to, Shane, you've been there. I remember having the phone call. I wanted to sit in a corner crying, eating chocolate and biscuits and cakes and crisps. I needed to feel good. No, you was there at the end of the phone. That day, I sent you a message, and I even warned you, saying, I'm likely to blow up. And do you know what? You didn't care. My phone rang within seconds. You was there, and I came off that call, and I didn't touch anything. I had a green tea and pistachio nuts. Now, that's a lot of a change for me, and honestly, I cannot push people to do it, but I can highly recommend it. Go with Shane because it works. 100%. Anybody that wants to contact me, I will talk to you and just give that confirmation. This is not a fad. It's not a trendy diet. It's none of the sorts. This is the real, genuine McCoy.
That's amazing, Bex. That's such a kind thing for you to say. But you know, the thing is, this is what it's all about. Like you've gone through the changes yourself, and the proof is literally in the pudding. You know, the results that you've had. You're one of those people that have tried it, been there, done that, and it's really. I'm sick to death of the industry in its entirety, where people are guided in a way, and then they don't get their results, and there's nothing said about it. They just go, okay, let's try something else. No, that's not okay. You've invested in something that's that's designed to change your life. Has your life been changed? Yes or no? If no, then there's a problem. It's as simple as that. That's what you set out to do, and that's what I believe I've been put on this earth to do, to help people like you, and obviously, as you know, lots of other ladies around the UK right now, and give you the support and the guidance that you need. It doesn't have to be complicated. It doesn't have to be restrictive. It doesn't have to be, having salads and seeds and things like that, and just drinking water and going on some crazy, add cayenne pepper and honey to a hot water and that'll help you lose weight. That doesn't help your years of bad habits that have built up. There's so much more to it than that. Or like a low-fat yogurt or something, or I don't know, a smoothie or something, or a juice, or a meal replacement kit or something. These are literally putting plasters over cracks in the wall. We need the foundation sorted to get the changes that you've had, and I just wanted to give you a massive virtual hug and say well done to you.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, less of me to hug though.
Quite right. So thanks very much for taking the time out today. I really, really appreciate it. And this will go a huge way to inspiring a lot more people to believe in themselves and have all the fantastic results to benefit from that you have.
Yeah.
So
I mean, a good thing is that we've been working together quite some time now. The longest I've stuck one of these fad diet clubs is 19 weeks. Yes, I did lose 6 stone. Not a way to go. Eating salad every day with jacket potato is bloody boring. And I've learnt new recipes. And I cook totally different, and I use loads of different things. It's the way to go.
Spot on, spot on. Nice one, Bex. Thanks very much. Listen, you have an absolutely awesome day, and we will obviously, no doubt, speak to you again very soon.
Yeah, a slimmer me.
Crossing the finish line. Nice
Have a
one,
good
Bex.
day.
Take care. Speak to you soon. All the best.